Hi, this video accompanies the additional chords handout in Lesson 9 of the Advanced Guitar class. We're just going to play through a number of chords that we haven't talked about up to this point to get you familiar with some of the terminology that these chords are described by and also how to play a few of these chords. I'm going to start with ninth chords and play a C9 starting down here with my second finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Here's a C9. Now I'm going to play a C9 in a different position, starting up here on the 8th fret of the 6th string. So those are two ninth chords, and ninth chords are very popular in blues, rock, and jazz, and you'll hear a lot of those as you listen to different kinds of music. Now I'm going to play a couple of unusual chords. One is called a C7 sharp 9, and I'm going to play that again back down here at the position with my second finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Here's the C7 sharp 9. And this is the sharp 9 here, that high note. It's got a very dissonant sound to it, but a very interesting chord. That chord has been commonly known as the Jimi Hendrix chord. He used to use that chord a lot in his music. Now here's a C7 flat 9, where instead of sharping the 9, I lower the 9th by 1/2 step, and I get a completely different sound. C7 flat 9. Now I'm going to go up here to the 8th fret and play a C11th chord. And in the key of C, the 11th is an F. And I'm playing an F on the 5th string with my first finger. Now I'm going to play a C13th, which is like a C dominant 7th, with a 6th added an octave higher. Now here's a couple of very unusual chords with complex sounding names. They're a little bit hard to play, but not that hard once you've had a little bit of practice at playing these kinds of chords. This one's called a C7 sharp 9 flat 13. And that complex name is just a description of the intervals that are used to form this chord. It's got a sharp 9 and a flat 13, and the chord sounds like this. Again, a little bit of a dissonant sound, but a chord that can be used very effectively in some musical situations. And finally, here's a C7 flat 9 flat 13. And again, not a real common chord, but a very pretty sound that can be used in a lot of different situations. And now as an example of how you can put all of these kinds of chords together, along with some of the 7th chords that we talked about before, I'm going to play through the progression for The Girl from Ipanema, a beautiful song written by Antonio Carlos Jobim back in the 60s. So I'm going to play through those chords in the key of G, and you have these chords as part of the materials for Lesson 9 as well. And that's a very nice chord progression using the 7th chords and the additional chords that we've talked about so far in this class. So once you learn how to play The Girl from Ipanema and you're real comfortable playing those chords, you'll find there are thousands of beautiful tunes that you can play using the chords that we've covered so far in this class.